this might be a bit gross. I should have known, I should have seen. That look in your eyes is not letting me in. I can't believe this body's fine. I'm outside. Doesn't make any sense. This was not how I saw the end. But I keep on breathing. Heart is beating. I'm waiting for the eclipse and the consequences of it. Why do we keep falling down when it's always the infected ground? We got time to make this right, but it's all we keep falling down. Do you remember our first touch? When I look at you now, an adrenaline rush. We're always looking for something more. We're closer to the edge than ever before. I can't believe this body's
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's going on?
My name's Tony.
And I'm Jenny.
And we are La Lido Logan. It's Cruise Day Night Live.
It's Cruise Day Tuesday Night Live.
Cruise Day Tuesday Night Live?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's, you know what it is, Jenny? It's January the 14th,
Right.
2025.
Can you believe that?
I can believe it. Can you believe that we are just a few weeks away from being joined in holy matrimony for 22 years? The deuces are loose.
I don't know how I've done it.
I think I would have been out of jail by now.
You're still in there.
Man. Look, if I got to have a ball and chain, I can't think of a better one to have.
my
You know what I'm
goodness,
saying? You know what I'm
you
saying?
got
Look.
some nerve.
So, here's the premise for tonight's show. We're going to answer your cruise questions as we always do. But we've been looking at the calendar. So we had a cruise in January. Just got off the Margaritaville at Sea Islander. We got some cruises in February.
Right.
We got some cruises in March. We got some cruises in April.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have any cruises in May, June, July, August, September, October, or November. 7.
That's right.
7 months without cruises, and we're just like, where should we go? So we were looking at cruises. So we didn't go to Alaska last year, so we feel like we should probably go back to Alaska. But I really think Jenny B should go up the east coast of North America and go to Canada. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But Jenny said maybe we should go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
I think we should go to Europe. I don't know. So we were going to kick that around. But one thing that we're meeting with our travel partner. Well, where's Walter tomorrow? He might be in here tonight. I don't know. Where is Walter? Where are you, Walter?
Where is he?
Well,
I mean, he's back from his 31-day hiatus.
Maybe we should have known better than getting a travel partner whose first name is Where. Where's Walter? No, actually, we talked to Walter quite a bit. But I think we might try to do a group cruise this year. And I think we should do a group cruise up the New England and Canada. Anybody interested in that in October? I don't know. Okay, that's the premise for tonight's show.
I mean, who doesn't want to get some lobster up in Maine?
Lobster in Maine. I got the poll running, and we're going to answer your cruise questions. If you're here and you're looking to be entertained, we're going to entertain you. But do me a big solid if you could. Just hit the like button. You might have to close the chat to hit the like button, but let YouTube know that something's going on here
Something's
tonight.
going on.
Something I know that something's going on. Okay. What's going on? Okay, I'm at the bottom of the chat. Let's see what people are saying. Beautiful call. Channel member says group cruise, yes. Group cruise, yes. There's my brother Retro Sarge. Look, I've had a pretty interesting week. I have published content to 4 different YouTube channels and a podcast RSS feed. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of content out there, and none better than the podcast I made with my brother Retro Sarge talking about his experience on Virgin Voyages. He was a Virgin Voyages virgin, and he's not anymore. So make sure you go over to the La Lita Loca Cruise podcast channel, watch that video if you like, or go to wherever you get podcasts. I already got a podcast interview lined up for Thursday afternoon, and I think I have one lined up for Monday. So that's at least 2 more podcasts.
You're rocking and rolling.
And then Jenny B said that she's going to fill in anytime that I can't find a guest. So we're going to get 50 podcasts out this year.
Let's do it.
That's my New Year's resolution.
Right.
And before the live shows tonight, Jenny B and I filmed a video together about the best and worst of Sun Princess. So I got to edit that in the morning, but you guys will get to see the lovely Jenny B in a video tomorrow. So lots of stuff coming for your face. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. And
we got to plan cruises.
We got to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to meet with Walter tomorrow. So.
And I'm working on something monthly or bi-weekly, we'll see. But go over to our website and put in your email address.
If you've never been to LaLitaLoca.com, the first time you go there, it'll say, hey, would you like to be on our mailing list? And we've been collecting mailing emails for a while. 2,400 people over there. And after 8 years, I think we're going to start sending out some sort of newsletter. So be in the know. Be in the know.
Jenny B will be hooking you up.
Shout out to the Blue Crew. Shout out to all the channel members. And okay, here's a question from Redneck Lover. May I make a suggestion? That doesn't sound like, I guess yes. The answer is yes. No. How about a podcast about solo cruisers with actual solo cruisers who knows how it all works? Look, maybe. I don't know. I would listen to that,
Bob.
though. Question, have you done Mediterranean cruise? I was stationed in Sicily when I was in the Marine back in 82, and I'm trying to get back on a cruise. Edward Mallard, thank you for your service. We've never been on a Mediterranean cruise. I went to Italy one time last year, and I might go to the Med a little bit this year, but it'll be all into 2026 when we finally do a legit full Mediterranean cruise. So, but people love it. If anybody's got some information.
That's a good question, Dr. Cruza. What was your favorite cruise in 2024?
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm talking to you.
What about you?
I don't even remember which ones I was on.
I don't know.
Mine, I'm gonna have to say Sun Princess for me.
Me too. There you go.
Yeah.
Because I was with you. Sometimes when we touch.
Oh boy, don't touch
the
me.
honesty is too
Well, for you,
much.
it wasn't the bliss.
And I have to close my. That was a really great cruise experience, but it's not as good as cruising with Jenny. I wanna hold
I enjoyed
you till
Holland. We went on Holland. I went to Holland for the first time this year.
Break down and cry.
Oh, Jade was really good
I
too.
wanna hold
I'm gonna
you
stick to the Sun.
till the feelings subside.
If you haven't checked out the Sun, check it out. And check out our
Waiting
video
on
coming
the
in.
sun, waiting for the sun, waiting for the sun. Shout out Ludacris. Question from look at that name. Gamalier Brownlee. If you've already paid for your cruise, can you still switch it over to a travel agent to go with a group?
No, not if it's paid in full.
Not if it's PIF.
And a lot of the cruise lines, it has to be within 2 weeks or 30 days. So.
Question from Mojo Friday, wanting to know about Islander. Going in May, casino is cash only, cash needed anywhere else, sandwiches in cafe, rate your experience 1 to 10. Sandwiches in the cafe. I don't even know about the cafe. I didn't do anything in the casino at all.
It is non-smoking though.
Non-smoking in the casino. So I'm not sure about the cash. Look, they brought me onto Islander and showed me the very best. The reality for me is most every cruise that I go on now, I get special treatment. So whether I've paid for it, whether somebody's hosting me or not. So really the best that I can do is show you the best of the best. I feel like that's all I've been doing lately is showing you the best of the best, which is helpful because at least you can say, hey, this guy had a great experience. Where's my great experience? But I talked to a lot of people on Islander, and the overwhelming majority of people really enjoyed that cruise ship. The couple people that I met that didn't enjoy the ship was a smoker who was upset that there was no smoking in the casino, and they didn't really like the area that they gave him to smoke on that cruise ship. And then the other person that I met that wasn't super stoked was a travel agent who was wanting to maybe charter out the whole ship. But I talked to a lot of people. I tell you what, I made that video of the ship tour. I still going to make an experience video, but go look at that ship tour close. I try to go as slow as possible. There's places that I've been on cruise ships that old that have been rusted out, have been dirty. That cruise ship was clean and rust free, which is no small feat, especially on the outside decks. I'm sure there's some rust on that ship somewhere, but like normally where you would see rust, like in the gutter, walking back on the, toward the aft on the regular deck. So it was really nice. And Jenny's going next month. I really think this is going to be her favorite cruise ship. I've been coming up with all kinds of different catchphrases for it. Balling on a budget's one of them. I had the nicest experience, and if I would have paid for it, I think I would have paid less than $2,000, which it's hard to get a cruise right now for $2,000 on a lot of cruise lines. So to have it like a suite and a concierge and drinks included and dining included and all that, balling on a budget. But really, to me, it's a cruise line for people who want to pay hundreds for a cruise instead of thousands for a cruise. You can get on that on the Islander for a couple $100 for an interior cabin. So, and it was very nice, and the crew was happier than a lot of crews that I've seen. So, again, they brought me on board. They paid me to make a video. Take all that with a grain of salt. But I talked to a lot of people that really enjoyed that experience, and I'm sure there's people in the chat here that's been on Islander that enjoyed that experience. But look at that video. It's very nice.
Well, and I would also like to say this is that, when MSC was trying to get in, part of everybody's business, right, in the cruising world, they came in at a really low rate.
Yeah.
Their price point was super low. You got a great product, and you're cruising, for so much lower than, the Royals, the Carnivals, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I really kind of feel that Margaritaville is kind of going to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are wanting to at least check it out, get on a cruise and pay a little, little money. It's not bad.
Okay.
I priced it out for my mother for a 5-day cruise for a balcony. It was $598.
Two people.
For 2 people total.
5-day cruise, 2 people.
Yeah.
Here's a few questions I think I can answer. Carrie said, where was the excursion that you went? You went through a cave on a ride. Thank you. Also, the idea of going to various toy stores for Lego. I can't remember where that was. I feel like that was on the West Coast. I can't remember where I went underground at. So yeah, I'd have to look that up. I'm not sure. Rebecca says going on the Jubilee, first time to Roatan, any excursions? If the sloth excursion's great, Daniel Johnson's sloth experience is good.
Russell, what's going on?
There was another question that I felt like I could answer, and it just jumped on me. What website do you use that lists the cruise with all the prices? When I'm looking up cruises, I go to cruiseplum.com. Cruiseplum, like the fruit.com. It has prices. It'll let you search by ship. It'll let you search by embarkation. It's got a lot of qualifiers that you can.
And me, I'm just, when I was a travel agent, it was just so much easier to look up things. But I'm trying to find. I'm not really into the Cruise Plum as much as you are, but I'll have to look.
Yeah, Moho Friday. Jenny doesn't book travel at all, so we closed down our travel business, and now we have a travel partner. Where's Walter? We should probably drop that link in there.
I'll put a link up.
But Walter's super good, and that's who we work with now. I'm pretty sure he books Islander. That's who we're going on Islander with next month. Mm-hmm. Sharon says, Sharon, thank you for being a channel member. I appreciate the fact that you always include the artwork. I love art. I don't know if I'm a great appreciator of art, but I love the fact that these ships kind of lean into the art. Slinky is given a yes for the Daniel Johnson.
Slinky.
All right, we got 1,000 eyeballs on the show. Do me a solid, hit that like button. I think we could get to 500-600 likes by 9:30. You guys are the best crew out there, so I'm pretty sure you could do it. Question: how does the Islander compare to the Paradise? Carl, it's nicer, right? So it's a bigger ship. It's a newer ship. I feel like Paradise was built in the 1900s, and of course, the Islander was built in 2000. I think they went through another refurb on Paradise. I haven't been back since the latest refurb, but let's think about it from itinerary. So Paradise, West Palm, just down to Freeport. It's fun to get on a cruise ship and have all your stuff included and have a little party. I think that's what I said when I came off of Paradise. Like, that thing has certain uses. I saw like bachelorette parties there, people
Right.
just going to party. But Islander is like legit, let's go to Cozumel. Legit, let's go to Key West. So I think for me, that's their next step up. And then there is word in the wind that they might be getting a third ship. So
Yes.
that's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom to Travel LLC. Thanks for becoming a channel member. Welcome to Cruising. How about that?
That was a good
Islander
one.
is a Spirit class ship. Yeah, so it came into
Yeah.
service as the Costa Atlantica, and that's the same as the Spirit class ships. Yeah, it was very familiar because we'd been on Spirit and Pride. Jenny's gonna know this thing like the back of her hand.
Oh yeah.
We
I
were
love
pretty sure though. We were watching my video and trying to break down some of the areas. So I think like where the far end of the world bar is on deck 2 toward the theater. I'm pretty sure on the Spirit there's a coffee bar there, and then the Red Frog rum bar is there.
Yep.
All those walls and stuff are gone, and there's no coffee bar there. So there's some pretty distinct differences.
Which is kind of stinky because that's one of my favorite areas that we would sit,
The coffee
have
bar.
some coffee, and the library was there. Remember Marielle and Dylan would work there every morning, and we'd be like, "Hi."
Eric Maxey, I'm going on a group cruise with Walter on the Aqua. Have any plans? Yeah, I'll be on the Aqua pretty early in its life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on the schedule this year.
Wes booked the Islander after seeing your video.
Well, I'd love to hear the feedback on it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jackie, question for Jenny. Do you know what you're going to wear for your vow renewal? We're actually talking
It's
about
so funny. We're just talking about that today. I'm not quite sure yet. Tony's going to be kind of casual, so I'm going to do kind of casual. I was going to get like a little sundress maybe, but I don't know yet.
You have to let me know. I'm thinking about wearing maybe like a khaki and some sort of black shirt.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to do something crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going to do
maybe,
something a little crazy.
oh, you know what? Maybe I could do opposite of you, wear black pants and a khaki shirt.
Well. Look at you. Won't we be the pair?
Yeah.
Let's wear matching. We can wear
match.
matching shirts. We never do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear like I'm with her on there or something.
And I'm going to write renewing with this guy.
Renewing. What am I doing? That's what.
Renewing the contract with this one.
That's right. Jackie Anders. Oh, wait, we did that one. Question from Amy C. I booked a British Isles cruise with Princess. What was your favorite port? I've been watching your videos this week. It's my first time there, and all of those ports were a little special to me. When I went to Liverpool and saw all the Beatles stuff, it was cool. I also found a Lego store there. But I really feel like that day that I got off in Greenock and took the train into Glasgow by myself, hop on, hop off bus, and went to that museum where I found the Salvador Dali painting, which Jenny B got me a print of for Christmas. I got to find a place to hang that. Being able to go and see this painting that I'd known forever that had been sitting there in Scotland since 1952, that was really special. That's the thing that comes to mind when anybody asks me about that trip. Liverpool, going to Glasgow, Belfast. It took me a full almost 2 years to even think about Belfast again. It was such a heavy day. But all of those ports are great. So I think it was an amazing experience, really an amazing experience.
Amy, other Amy Fisher, I hope you feel better.
Feel better.
Yes,
Do it.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm scrolling. Royce, tell us your thoughts about Freedom of the Seas. Have we ever been on Freedom?
We've not been on the Freedom.
Is that the same as Adventure? I'll say the same thing that I always say about those older Royal ships. I like the fact that they have the promenade. I don't even think they call it the promenade. But Royal, to me, which is appealing, is they have that multi-deck kind of walking area where it's kind of open in the center of the ship. Of course, they do it in a grander way on the Oasis and the Icon class, but I haven't. There's no Royal ship that I would kick out of bed. Of course, there's really no cruise ship I'd kick out of bed. But yeah, you'll have a good time. You'll have a good time.
Hector from Puerto Rico says hello. We were just looking over some of our old footage from Puerto Rico and
Yeah,
what a great
the first
time
time we
had
met
there.
Dawn. Yeah. Is Margaritaville on Cruise Plum? I don't know. I think every time I've wanted to look at a Margaritaville
You have to
at
go to
sea
their site,
island or
yeah.
itinerary, I think I go to the website.
Yeah.
Question: Did you experience Spellbound on Sun Princess? Will I be in the best of the or worst of the sun? Will it be in the best of the worst? Brenna, so I did it on the media cruise. We didn't have the dinner part. We only had the Spellbound part. Look, it's expensive, right? And so, but it's a once in a lifetime experience. And again, I think it's great. It was a really good time. If you like magic, if you like interesting drinks, if you like that whole exclusive go into a speakeasy type vibe, and it's something, it's really kind of an extra, right? And if that's some sort of extra that you want to do, I think it's great. I don't know that I would do it multiple times. I think I'm one and done, but it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Question: Do you know why RCL doesn't seem to have any of their older Oasis class ships sailing out of Port Canaveral? I don't. There's not one over there. No Harmony or stuff. What's in Canaveral?
No.
Icon sitting over there?
Icon.
Maybe that's why. Well, no, Utopia.
Utopia's sitting over there.
Utopia's
Yeah,
the-
Utopia is an Oasis.
Yeah, so I
class.
mean that's Oasis class. Obviously, it's not one of their older ones, but I think their strategy was to put in one of the busiest cruise ports in the world, Port Canaveral, that little 4-day sailing on Utopia.
Right.
That's probably why they don't have an old one there. They don't want you to have the choice. You go on the nice one or the new one or not. That's probably
right.
it. I don't know. I don't have any
well,
behind
and
the
to
scenes.
push the 4-day cruises, so probably.
Question: I noticed you were sick around the first or second week of December, getting off a cruise. Were you able to share? I don't know what I had. I feel like I had.
I think we were both sick.
Yeah, I feel like I had food
Yeah.
poisoning or something. Maybe I had E. coli. I don't know. I wasn't sick when I came right off the cruise. It was like a few days later, but it was all about the stomach bug. So it lasted 2 or 3 days.
And I get the cruise crud because I sit in the casino and the smoke, and I just get, I always come home sick.
It could have been.
Yeah.
Chris W. Is the Margaritaville Islander not adult? It is not. It is very family friendly. It's very similar
Right.
to going on a Carnival or a Royal ship. There's a lot of there was some point where some kids were running down the hall banging on my door, and I was like, I was gonna have to go, old man, get off my lawn out there. So very kid friendly. They got kid stuff on there, so it's a family friendly cruise ship.
Yeah. Jamie Willahite, thank you.
We just saw Jamie Wilhite. Was it Jamie? No. On that Roatan video, she wasn't with us, was she?
No,
that
that
who
was
we're-
different Jamie.
Different Jamie, yeah. Let's see. Question: How were the food choices on Margaritaville? So pretty good. So it's again, you can cruise for hundreds of dollars opposed to thousands of dollars. So for the hundreds of dollars option, you got a buffet. You've got cheeseburger in paradise, which is almost the same burgers. They taste like Guy's burgers. You got the Mexican cutie, which is the included breakfast burrito and then lunchtime taco bar. You have the buffet and you have the main dining room and pizza. So those are all included. And so it's pretty standard, right, for the included food option. They do have some for pay stuff. They have the steakhouse. They have a thing that's like the Seafood Shack. And then they also have a place that does like chicken wings and buffalo shrimp, that kind of thing. And they have a sushi bar. That's for extra money. And then at the coffee place, they have some extra money dessert. So again, if you're just trying to go on there, not spend any extra money, you're going to get the buffet, the main dining room, hamburgers, tacos, and I think that's it. But yeah, so, and the food was good. Again, it's comparable. You're cruising, it's a budget cruise line, so it's not like it's not like Michelin star, but it's comparable to like a Carnival and a Royal.
Oh, you know what I forgot to ask you? Did they have room service?
They did. They had room service. It's all a la carte.
Okay.
So, but yeah, they had it. Kelly says, Tony and Jenny question, best specialty restaurant so far. What's up with the cruise price hikes? Killing me slowly. The cruise price hikes are based on demand, right? So they're filling up cruise ships right and left. Good capitalistic business says we charge the consumer as much as possible until they stop paying.
Right.
And nobody stopped paying yet. They're still filling up the ships.
Yeah.
Hopefully there'll be some sort of breaking point on that. But I guess it's good. It's indicative that the industry is strong, and it sucks because the prices keep going up and it's pricing people out. Your favorite specialty restaurant?
As of right now, it's the
Catch by Rudy?
Catch by Rudy.
I think it was because of that stew. That's one thing.
And it's so funny how that all happened, right? I was having FOMO.
So we came off the Princess ship, and we really haven't made much content. So Jenny and we recorded our best and worst. So I'll try to include some food in that video tomorrow. But if not, we might have to go back and make a whole food video.
I think
because we got a lot of food footage. Yeah, the Rudy was good. I tell you what, Hot Pot was pretty interesting.
Hot Pot was very good
on
too.
The Princess ship. I don't know what's our favorite of all time.
I mean, it's definitely going to be probably the steakhouse on the Island Princess for me.
Steakhouse on it. The Bistro is good. There's just so many good.
Yes.
We've been very fortunate to try a lot of different specialties.
Yeah,
I like Los Lobos on
NCL.
On NCL.
Yep,
good
that's
Mexican.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. So Mojo Friday, that's an interesting. Don says demand is up, cruiser satisfaction is sinking, could lead to the prices easing. It depends where you're going to for those satisfaction ratings. So again, it's always interesting to watch these corporations report to the street, like on their earnings day.
Right.
They're going to also report their customer satisfaction numbers. And like on the last one, they're all saying, hey, we're able to charge more. Our surveys are still up. So again, it'll be interesting. I don't see any sign of it slowing right now. There's a lot of people out there talking like, I'm not happy. But, the way business works is if they're still seeing what they want to see, they're not going to bring the prices down.
Right.
Jonathan says, what do you use to record your videos? On the ship, I use iPhone. I think this is 16. I use...
Do you have it right here?
I got my whole bag right here.
Look at you.
I use DJI Pocket 3 stabilized camera. Hello, DJI. Come to life. So like the Margaritaville walk and talk was on this with a microphone. And then I'm using a Sony A7C here connected to my computer for these shots. So really these 3 cameras. I used to carry a lot more gear, but on the ship, I'm just really carrying this. And then sometimes I carry a 360 cam with me.
So Susie had a question. What is your bad cruise? So like Tony has said in the past, like pizza is pizza. When you have it, it's good. And if it's not great, it's still good.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the attitude that we just have, right? Like you just kind of go with the flow kind of thing.
To be fair, and that's what I told the folks on Margaritaville at Sea Islander. I was talking to the hotel manager or something, and he's like, so what do you think? And I'm like, I really like it. And I said, but unfortunately, I'm kind of wired to really like everything because I feel like I try to find the positive in everything. I feel like so much of life is how you approach it. I've seen people go on perfectly fine cruises and have a horrible time because they just have a horrible time everywhere that they go. So I'm not great at being super critical. I'm pretty good at showing stuff and trying to point out things if they're not good. We do have some complaints about the Sun Princess, but I don't even think they're that strong of a complaint. So like, I don't dwell on, like, I couldn't tell you what a bad cruise is because I'm just constantly replaying what the good cruises are. So, we the roof leaked on us one time. That's what I was just going to say. That was pretty bad.
I'll give you a hint. Go to 2018, our group cruise, and the morning of us having a horrible night of water coming through the ceiling, Tony comes up to me with the camera. How was your night? How was your morning? And I just turned around with him because I haven't had coffee yet. I'm like, do you really want me to say how it was? Yeah. Or what do you want me to say?
So that was
because I was so miserable.
So even that cruise, that was like...
that moment, but I still had such a great time.
Yeah, it was like one of our first or second Halloween group cruises. And it certainly sucked that the pipe burst and our stuff got wet. But still a pretty good cruise.
Absolutely.
Our very first cruise, the engines broke and we couldn't go to Cozumel. And we drove 2 days from North Carolina to Alabama, and that certainly sucked, but it was kind of cool. We ended up going to Key West, and they gave us a party and tried to get us all drunk on the last day, and it was a great memory, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, it just depends how you go about it, but it's a good question. What do we use to edit the video? Final Cut Pro. I started out with iMovie on the Mac, and then I like Final Cut Pro because you pay one price, you get updates for life, opposed to some of these other things where you have to pay monthly. And I do like the ease of it. Paul J, question, checking out pricing on Islander. The solo cost is more than the price of 2 people in a cabin. Like a cruise will show 500, but if you charge one person, price is almost 2K. I would call them, Paul, because I think they got some sort of discount thing going too. But yeah, I talked to somebody that was solo. This guy Jeff that I talked to a whole lot on the cruise, and he was telling me how he got a great rate as a solo. So apparently it's out there, but maybe not right on the website.
Well, and they may not have that promotion anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would call him.
Yeah. Shiny Penny has a question for you. How was the internet on the Margaritaville?
It was, it wasn't the fastest internet, but it wasn't the slowest. So the way that I'd go about it is pretty early on in a cruise, I'd run a speed test and I start to gauge what it's going to take for me to upload the video. Then I kind of messed up. So my embarkation day video was 45 minutes long. I recorded it in 4K and the output file was 6.8 gig. That's a really big file to throw at ship internet. And I think it took 8 hours. I think I started it at 9 a.m., 6 gig, pretty big. And it went on, we were in the middle of the ocean and it went all the way. I think I put that video live at 5 p.m. So 5 hours and 3 hours. Took 8 hours to upload that. I can't really blame the internet too much for throwing that big of a file at it. But again, I kind of knew how long it was going to take and I adjusted my schedule accordingly. But yeah, they might have Starlink, they might not. I'm not sure.
Pam, we're looking forward to that group cruise in 2026. And it's out of Philadelphia, right? So you can fangirl. That's fine. We're going to have a good time.
Question: when will you cruise on Icon? We went last October. I would love to cruise on Icon. I just can't. I just can't justify
it right now.
I think every time I look at it, it's like $6,000 or something like that just to go to Perfect Day. And as much as I want to be on that ship, I can't pay that much money for it.
No.
You can do a lot with $6,000. Let's see. Question: hello from Ontario. Did you start cruising with the intention of starting YouTube? If not, how did YouTube come about? We didn't know what would happen. Before we went on a cruise, we'd been watching a lot of YouTube. Both of our dads passed away when we were young, and we don't have any video. Like, I think there's one VHS tape of my old man, and it took years for that to surface. And so we said, okay, we're going to cruise because we got all the kids out of the house. And we watched all these other cruise vloggers and we said, oh, we like to do stuff like this. Let's see if we can make a video. And that's really how it began, just so that we would have something to show our kids. But we made a bunch of videos in the beginning and people responded to them. They're like, oh, strangers were like, this is interesting. And I kind of got the bug at that point. I made a video about what Faster the Fun was. We made that video. People responded to that. And I was telling Jenny, I'm like, well, look, I think we can do that. It'd be fun to make stuff. So we started doing stuff where we were helping people. And then along the way, it became a viable business. And it was like, oh, I can do this as a business. I can be my own boss and do all this stuff. And it just kind of grew. And by like 2018, early 2019, we had a media business going. And, we've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, it worked out really well for us because both of our backgrounds in the corporate world, it really just has, funneled into La Lita Loca.
Yeah.
And now our kids, our 6 kids have enough of us for years.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was talking to one of our daughters, Danielle, and I said, you know what? Like, our great-great-grandchildren are going to know who we are.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. At least to be able
That's
to see
wild.
Kim,
or at least, somehow find us.
Kim says, your thoughts on Panama Canal cruise suggestion? Do it once. It's boring. I'll just say that, but fascinating at the same time. I know people that love it, love it. And we went on it because everybody said go on it. Our friend Don had a group cruise. We went on it. I stood out on the bow of the ship and filmed the locks for 8 hours. There's a video on our channel where I distilled that whole 8 hours into a 5-minute time lapse. And that was enough for me. It was super cool. And it was neat to go from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Never been to South America before. Got to go to a country in South America. Never really been to those West Coast ports before. It was cool. But I think I would do it again if I went from Pacific back to Atlantic. But one and done. But I think it's worth the one.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad you did it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was neat.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out. Mary Beth #1 is here.
Hello,
Her son Evan is watching tonight. Thank you, Evan.
What's up, Evan?
I can't wait to meet you and pull a slot machine with you.
How about that?
Yeah.
Question from Dennis: Margaritaville at Sea Islander have any areas that were unchanged from Costa? The renovation and branding look great in the video. Do you think they found themselves a niche? I don't know what the Costa Atlantica looked like. So I'm assuming that there probably was some stuff that didn't need to be changed. But of course, all the signage and all the areas rebranded with Margaritaville. I think every one of those locations had a Jimmy Buffett title that I was unfamiliar with. Like, I didn't know that Hemisphere Dancer was the name of his airplane, but then there's that bar there, Hemisphere Dancer. So I don't know how much money they spent on that renovation, but I was shocked. Like, I'm gonna make one more video, and I really think the premise of the video is I didn't want to go on the ship. A lot of people rushed out to Tampa. I live 45 minutes from there. When Islander showed up in Tampa, a lot of people rushed out, went on that ship, and this is what I said to myself. I said, I don't really want to get on a 25-year-old cruise ship and go to Cozumel. I've done that. I've gone to Cozumel, and so I don't know that I'd have gone on that ship, except they called and said, "Will you come on the ship? And we'll have you on there. Will you make a video for us?" I think because there's a lot to do. There's a lot of different things to try. If they wouldn't have said that, I probably wouldn't have done that. And then when I got on there, I'm like, wow, this is really nice. We're going on with Walter to do a meet and greet and a wedding vow renewal. If Walter wouldn't have said that, I don't think we'd have got on the ship. So I was shocked. I was walking around that ship going, I don't know how much they spent on this refurb, but this ship's nice. Like, yeah, I'm used to going on that age of ship and seeing a lot of dirt and rust, and it was nice. It was nice.
No, and someone asked, I forget, I don't know where it's. Oh, Craig, asked, don't you think you're a bit jaded now because you recently been staying in the ship's very best suites? So, like, because of how I know Tony, and I'm sure you guys can kind of see that. Tony is a very simple man.
I am simple.
And like when he came home, he goes, "Babe, I think we can do that interior on that ship."
Oh yeah, for sure. So the only thing that I really need in a cabin is a place to sit down.
Exactly.
I don't like sitting on the bed.
Right.
And so when I got to see that interior cabin, like go watch that video, the fact that they transformed like on the Carnival ship, that one area is just whatever under the TV is just a ledge, just a shelf. Right. But the fact that they made it half shelf, half place to sit down.
Smart.
So smart. Yeah, I can cruise in that interior for 5 days. No, so like, I might have said it earlier on this show. It doesn't matter when I go on a cruise ship. I'm well known enough that I get special treatment, whether I paid for the cruise or whether somebody paid for me to be there. And so I'm kind of in this weird limbo where I'm just asking other people, hey, what do you think of the experience? Right. Because I know everybody's treating me well. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's not a lot I can do about that. Again, if I didn't even, on stuff that I paid for, all of a sudden we, like a day into the cruise, people start looking at us and talking because we've ended up on a list. So, I don't know. Like, I think it's fair to say, hey, you got all this for free. How do you feel about it? Yeah, maybe I do feel good about it because it's free, but that's why I've been trying to ask people for their opinion. And that's why I've really been trying to show on the videos just exactly what I'm seeing. So, it's not like the footage is doctored or anything. Look at those films and see if you see, and I tried to go all over that cruise ship. So, yeah.
No, I
hope that makes sense.
The cabin's beautiful. I love the walls. I love the color. I do really like that it had the flooring instead of carpet. I think they did a great job. I'm excited to get in on Friday in February.
Lady Conrad, I'm flying into Miami from Canada the day before the cruise. Any recommendation where to stay? I'll give you two. Right by the airport is an industrial area with an industrial hotel called Radisson Red. It's concrete, it's steel, it's red. That's one option. You can stay there pretty cheap. You can get an Uber to the port the next day. It's about a 30 or 40-minute ride to the port. If you want to go even further into Miami, there's an area called the Blue Lagoon. It's got a Hampton. It's got some sort of Holiday Inn. It's got something else. Those are a little more expensive. They're right next to the airport, and that's pretty nice. Then there's a lot of hotels on South Beach, which puts you really close to the cruise port that are really expensive. I don't know what all of those are. But normally, if I'm flying into Miami, I'm staying at the Radisson Red. If Jenny's with me, because I don't know if she likes the industrial area as much, we usually end up at that Blue Lagoon area.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. So question, season cruiser, Trisha, season Carnival cruiser, but the MSC Seaside's going to Galveston. Thoughts on this line's entertainment and casino? Entertainment is great. Casino is great. The ship is beautiful. That was actually our first MSC cruise. And It's a
The
good,
only-
it's nice to have an option.
The only caveat for me for MSC is it depends what kind of service you like. Do you like to be honey babied? Like, do you like the people to really kind of get to know you and try to understand? The experience that we've had on MSC is that it's very European in its service style. They're going to give you what you need. They're going to serve you, but they're not going to like honey baby you. So, which I like. I don't really, I don't need to be honey babied. So, that's the one thing to look out for. If because I've some people are like, oh, I think the service is horrible on MSC. Well, why is that? It's like, well, they barely wanted to get to know us, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's the culture there. So,
Oh, Cynthia said that Radisson Red was just sold to a company called Compost. Went from $200 a night to $400 a night. Take that off your list, sir.
that's not good.
No.
Man, Radisson Red was the unside. I've stayed there for $110 before in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the traveling Gilberts. What's going on, you two?
What do you think? Anybody up for a group cruise to Canada in October?
Oh, we got to
New
look
York to
over-
Canada. Let's see how the polls
See
doing.
how the polls are doing.
I mean, it's not about a group cruise, but right now Hawaii's leading, and there's no way I'm going to Hawaii. Just so you know. No, I think we're probably going to go to Alaska this year. I got to go to Europe. Maybe Jenny goes to Europe too to go on the Aqua. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see.
What's a good hotel in Fort Lauderdale if cruising out of Port Everglades? We love. I just lost
Hyatt
it.
House and Hyatt
Thank
Place at Dania Beach.
In Dania Beach.
Dania Beach.
And of course, there's a Hilton property that I like there also.
Yeah.
So.
Question: bringing first-time cruising friends out of Canaveral, what line would you recommend so they have a good experience? Ski deeds, it depends what they like to do. Do they like to party? Do they like it to be chill? There's so many of those questions that you have to answer. What I found with first-time cruisers is if you get on the right line, they love it. If you don't get on the right line, they don't love it. So if they like to party, if they want a wild crowd, I would say go Carnival. If you want something a little more laid back, but it's still got a bunch of family on it, Royal. If they're elevated, like they like some nice drinks, social drinkers, kind of at an elevated level, maybe Celebrity. It just depends. If you want to be blown away by entertainment, take them on Royal Caribbean, take them on the Utopia. So a lot of it depends on what their vibe is, what you guys like to do. Chill older folks. Ski Deed Princess is chill and older folks. Holland America is chill and older folks. Celebrity's going to be like that also. I would say more so that than the other lines are going to be really kid friendly and maybe more party friendly. So I would go Celebrity, Princess, Holland. You can't go wrong with those three. Let's see. Thoughts about Freedom of the Seas. I've never been on Freedom. Anybody been on Freedom? Maybe help answer that question. Dennis says, would you switch it up and cruise out of Vancouver to Alaska? You get to go under the bridge. I don't think we will. Jenny, I don't know why I would go to Vancouver other than it being pretty. It's so easy for us to go in and out of Seattle, but maybe.
Or San Francisco.
Let's see. Question: would you do a European river cruise? So here's the interesting thing. So the guy that's the hotel manager on Margaritaville at Sea, his name's Vasily. I think he's from Romania. And I was talking about how I really enjoyed going to Europe on the UK cruise. He said the way to see Europe is to get on a cruise ship in Amsterdam and sail it all the way south.
The Rhine.
On the Rhine. So we started looking at that. Maybe. I think so. I think I really don't gamble anymore, so I don't really care about the casino. I know Jenny B loves the casino still. I would hate to not have entertainment, but I've been loving making these go to port videos. And what better way to do that than to get on a river cruise and go to a different city in Europe every day? Those would be some cool videos to make. So we're looking at it. It's a little expensive, but we're looking at it.
So Jackie Anderson has a question, where do we park in Tampa? So Tampa Cruise Port is very unique in the fact that they have valet parking, and it just works great. I think is it like maybe $4 or $5 more a day? Yeah,
the one time that we went on the Hurricane cruise, when we were stuck on the Paradise for an extra day or two, I think it cost us like $120. I don't know what it cost. If it cost $200, I think it would be worth it because you get out right at the cruise terminal, and then when you get off the ship, the car is there. So
yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Check the price though and see if that matters. Like if it's way more than just parking regular, But when we go for Margaritaville next month, we're gonna do the valet parking.
Absolutely. Well, and you know what was great too is when we were stuck out there with the hurricane, they actually moved our car for us.
Yeah.
So, you know, to make sure that it was safe. So that was great.
Would you try an entry level luxury cruise? Yeah. So we every day almost we talk about we got to get on Oceania or Regent
Right.
Seven Seas, something like that. So it's there. Our friend Walter just came off of MSC Journeys Explorer 2, and he said that that's nice. The pictures he was posting there, very nice.
Yeah.
So maybe that's an entry level to get into. I don't know. Let's see. Big Murph's Life. Do you think other cruise lines will follow Virgin Voyage and having adults only cruise ships as an option? Seems like adults only cruising becoming popular. Maybe. I haven't heard anybody going that way. I think the cruise lines that already cater to families, that's probably a big part of their offering. Could they make one ship like that? I don't know. I think Virgin's going to have to continue to establish more. Of course, they're getting more and more ships, more and more itineraries across the globe.
Right.
Maybe. I mean, if all of a sudden they start cutting into the market with adults only, you know, it's the chicken sandwich effect, right? If Virgin's chicken sandwich becomes the hot lick, then, you know, Carnival will have a chicken sandwich, adults only, that kind of thing. Question, Tony, why are you so reluctant to go to Hawaii? Cheers from Orlando. I don't know. I'm not much for beaches, being outside in the sun, hot, muggy weather. There's definitely some cool stuff to see in Hawaii, but I would really have to research it and say, okay, here's I just don't, and look, I could be wrong. Obviously, I went to Alaska and I didn't think I would like it. I love it. But I just feel like it's a big commitment to just go see beautiful beaches or, you know, like beautiful mountains. So I don't know. Again, I could be wrong. I've seen a lot of videos. Like I watch other people go to Hawaii and I'm like, okay, that doesn't, I don't know if that's that exciting to me.
Yeah. So MSC, we loved MSC. We've been on there a couple times. Someone's going on MSC for their first time.
Nice. Ashley Stitches, thank you for being a channel member. Any suggestion for a first-time cruiser going on the Sun Princess? Make your dinner reservations early if you can. That way you'll get the times that you want. I would recommend getting the Princess Premier. I know it's $90 a day, but I love it. I love the fact that you get unlimited specialty dining, that you get drinks. We don't really use the alcohol so much, but I like the fact that you could get coffee if you wanted. I like the unlimited photos. But the thing is, if you like entertainment, Premier gets reserved seating. So one of our biggest complaints about Sun Princess is that if you want to get a good seat at the arena or if you want to get a good seat at the Dome, you have to go early. And at least in the arena, they have reserved seating for Princess Premier people. So I would say book your dining early. And if you've got Premier, that way you can get into the entertainment. But it's a great ship. I think you have a good time. Pliny 11, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, Tony and Jenny. I'm about to hit Prime on Royal.
Oh, congratulations.
Thoughts on the best sailing to maximize the free cruise benefit? I don't really understand how Prime works. There's a there's a craps guy that cruises on Royal a lot. I think it's called Holy Roller. Can't be Holy Roller. It might be Holy Roller. That guy knows how all that Prime stuff works. Roller Cruiser. No, that's John.
I would pick out what destination you're wanting. And then if the icon is there, jump on the icon or the Star of the Seas. You know, something that's newer. This way they get the best bang for their free cruise.
Absolutely. Sandra Moore said, do cruises that go out of Seattle go somewhere? I think most of them just go to Alaska. Sometimes they may go south. The Alaska that we're looking at this year is going to go out of San Francisco, which never been to San Francisco. So I'd like to go there for a couple days, go to Alcatraz, go to the fish market, go to Haight-Ashbury.
Yeah. Brenda, we'll give you a call. I'll give you a call. I have your number.
Let's see.
Let me write that down.
Have we been to the Norwegian fjords? Stunning. No, never been to Norwegian fjords. Went to Fjordland in New Zealand. Of course, we've done Alaska. We've done some fjord sailing before, but never Norway. Definitely would like to try that. Scrapbook Travels likes to go on the Pride of America. That's the only U.S. flag ship, and you got to fly to Hawaii to get on that. But because it's a U.S. flag ship, it can just do the stops in Hawaii without needing another stop. There you go, Gary Miller. It's Holy Roller. Go check out that YouTube channel for Holy Roller. He really breaks down what the prime and stuff is on Royal.
Yeah. Michael, my bed system that we took on to the sun, it didn't work quite how I wanted it to work, but it was helpful. The next time we go, I'm going to try maybe they have those like camping kind of mat things. I might try that.
Do I think the rise, especially restaurants, has made or ships reduce the quality of food in the MDR? I've always said that the food in the MDR was mediocre at best because it's buffet food, or not buffet, but banquet style, opposed to made to order. So anytime that you have made to order, it's going to be better than that banquet style. I think what happened though is as we come through COVID and maybe even before COVID, you know, there's a couple ways to increase profitability. You can either raise your prices, and cruise lines, at least before the shutdown, they were hesitant to do that because that's how they were competing on the lowest price. Or you can cut your operating cost. And one of the ways that you can cut operating costs is to reduce things like paying licenses for really good shows. You can also diminish the quality of the products that you use. And the wild thing is, all of these companies are measuring what makes somebody make a purchasing decision. So if the food's a little bit less good than it was previously, will you not book the cruise line that you're loyal with, or will you continue to book? They have data on that. Will not having a licensed show, a Broadway show, will that change your purchasing decision? They have the data on that. That's why they want everybody to fill out the surveys and stuff like that. So I think what you're seeing with a reduction of food quality, certainly, especially dining as a profit center, but also what I think you have is a reduction in operating costs by taking away some of the premium ingredients. Like when we first started cruising, you could get escargot every night. Right. Apparently escargot is expensive, right? So now you're lucky maybe once a week on a cruise, you're going to get that in the main dining room. And that's a cost savings measure. Only letting you have 2 lobster tails. I remember we went on a group cruise sometime and we saw somebody eat like 12 lobster tails.
Right.
They don't let you do that anymore. So I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Tony, so Brad asked if you did Antarctica. Tony has not yet.
No. I got to get in better shape. I don't want to get out there and not be able to get on the Zodiacs and stuff like that.
Right, right.
World America, I think I am scheduled to go in World America this year.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I'll be looking forward to that.
Yes.
Wow, 951. How we doing? Oh man, we almost got to 1,000 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, there's 1,400 people here. It would be cool to see 1,000 likes before 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We only need 116. So if you can close the chat out, hit that like button, and get us to 1,000, I would much appreciate. I don't even know why that matters. I know the likes help signal to YouTube that the show's hot, the hot
Something
lick.
going on.
But it's nice to see too from our perspective. Thank you. Question: when are you doing Aqua? I think it's April. I think it's April. I don't know. Let's look. No. March. All this stuff's running together. Aqua in March. And we're doing, my sister's coming for early April. Be the first time my sister and my niece go on a cruise. I'm excited about that.
Yep. It's going to be a good time. Good time.
Oh, we hit it. Thank you guys. You guys rock.
Yeah, awesome.
Best live
We'll give
audience
you a
out
thumbs
there.
up.
You guys
Thank
are
you.
the best. Let's see. All right.
I must have missed
Guess what?
missed the shows. What is Marriott? Who's working on World America? I was just
That's pretty
wondering
cool.
with the shows, yeah.
Going to Bermuda in May, says Faye. What's fun to see? We've never been there. So the cool thing is our group cruise in April of 2026 is the La Lita Loca Bermuda Triangle group cruise. We're going to go from Philly to Bermuda, Charleston, South Carolina, and then back up to Philly, making the full triangle. That'll be our first trip to Bermuda. So I'll probably be able to answer that question better next year. But I know a lot of people out there have been to Bermuda. So anybody have recommendations?
Yeah. So someone had asked if you don't get cruise internet, can you still utilize their app? And yes, you just have to. You just wouldn't be able to get onto the
Yeah.
World Wide Web.
When it comes to Islander, though, there's no app, so there's no messaging.
Yeah.
That's Islander's got some. Margaritaville's got some ways to go. They need to get an app. They've got to do the. They got to automate the muster system.
Right.
So this is a small company. They've got the 2 ships. They're getting ready to get the 3rd ship. I talked to them about the app. I'm like, because to me, I'm so used to using the app to mark down what I'm going to go to.
Right.
So fortunately, I had a highlighter with me, and I'm just like highlighting the paper old school. There's a lot of people out there that don't want to use their phone. It was cool to have paper menus in all the restaurants, but there was a couple times where I was like, I think an app would have made this better. So, but they know. I mean, they know. They're just. I think for them, probably getting another ship is probably more important than getting the app right now.
Yeah. So we've never done an African cruise. That is something that's on our list, though.
That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis says, which Seattle hotel is best for an Alaska sailing? I'll give you the same thing as Miami. There's a hotel close to the airport, Fairfield Inn, I think it was. Pretty reasonably priced. Mm-hmm. But then if you want to ball out a little bit, there's like the Marriott at the waterfront, very nice. And then that Edgewater that we stayed at, Edgewater,
mm-hmm.
That's like where the Beatles stayed. That was, that was crazy, but it was interesting. We hung out like the same windows that the Beatles did. So that's definitely 3 different tiers there. By the airport, it's the cheapest. The waterfront was expensive, and then the Edgewater was more expensive. But yeah. Cornelia Brown, this is a tough question because I don't have a lot of insight when it comes to disabilities. I know most cruise ships have accessible cabins, but as far as which line's better for disabilities, I don't really have any idea. There's people out there. I'm trying to think if anybody's currently making that kind of content. I don't know. Anybody out in the audience tonight? Do you guys know what's the better line for disabilities? Again, I know that most lines have accessible rooms, so that kind of thing. Question, book stay tours land in Scotland. Moho Friday, I don't have an answer for that one.
Mm-mm.
Danny's Candles doing a repositioning cruise from Sydney, Australia to the South Pacific Islands of Tahiti, and then finishing up in Honolulu, 18 nights. Any sites should definitely hit. The only thing I know out of your itinerary there is Sydney. I would go to the Maritime Museum, go down to the quay there and take the ferry system. It's really neat. It'll get you all around the little harbor area. You can go and tour the Opera House, which is really cool. And if you're really adventurous, you can actually climb the harbor bridge. And if you time that for sunset, I had multiple people tell me that was one of the coolest things ever. But we went up to the top of the H&M Tower. Our friend Ian took us there. We went to a zoo there. We went to Bondi Beach. Lots of cool stuff in Sydney to do. I would definitely lean into that. But unfortunately, I haven't been on that itinerary, and it sounds like you're going to go to some cool places. So.
Oh, good. There you go. Freedom to Travel is a disabled vet. Thank you for your service. They specialize in cruising with disabilities. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Freedom for Travel, for putting that there, and thanks for being a channel member. Going through the Panama Canal next week. Any news from recent cruisers as to the reception of us passengers? I haven't heard anything. Question for Traveling Fool. A cruise out this coming week in the Caribbean. A lot of kids, fair amount of kids, low number of kids. What is it? When is it? We're January? I figure kids got to be in school, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would bet on kids are in school. There were a decent amount of kids on the cruise last week for the Islander at Sea, but Margaritaville at Sea Islander. But they said the week before during Christmas week was insane. So
yeah. So I mean, like that's what you have to kind of remember, right? Is that there probably is the least amount of kids at the beginning of like January, right? Those first 2 weeks, because the kids are just going back to school after having, the holidays off. So, I mean, as a parent, I don't think that we ever planned anything for those first 2 weeks because you want your kid back in school.
I'm going to pull the link for Where's Walter, the group cruise link. That's the way you book it. You got to go through Where's Walter. He's got all of that locked up.
Oh, for the
for the
group
Philly group
itself,
cruise.
yeah.
So he's got a link. Group
There you
cruise, La
go.
Lita Loca Philly 2026.
Mhm.
The dates on that are April the 16th through the 23rd, 2026. Sail with Tony and Jenny B.
That's us.
That's us. 7 nights, 2 stops, overnight in Bermuda. Going to, I've never been to Charleston either, so I'm very excited about the cruise. Never been to Philly, never been to Bermuda, never been to Charleston, never been on that cruise ship. So there's the link.
Yeah, Marianne has a good point. More and more kids are being homeschooled, so the cruises. Yeah, that's a good point.
My email is tony@lalidoloca.com. If you guys have any suggestions, I saw the vlog idea thing. You can send me an email. Java Venture Travel, thank you so much for being a channel member. Not really a question. You two do a great job of answering questions. Thank you for your channel. Well, thank you, and thank you for your support. Much
That's
appreciated. Royce, Puerto Plata, have you been? We just want to walk around and do our own. Any advice? So we were on the NCL Jade in the middle of the year. One of those videos popped up in my algorithm today, and the next video coming up was me walking around doing my own thing in Puerto Plata. I don't remember anything about what I did, and I didn't watch the video yet, but just because of what I said in the previous day's video, yes, you can walk around Puerto Plata and do some stuff. I don't remember what it is that I did, but go look for NCL Jade Puerto Plata for La Lita Loca, and it should be a video of me walking around Puerto Plata. Freedom to travel, Puerto Plata, take a cab to Teleferino cable car to the Jesus statue. Well, I didn't do that. That sounds like that would have been fun.
Yeah.
I got to go back. I don't even know where Puerto Plata is. Is that in the Western Caribbean somewhere? I feel like it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. $10. That's not bad.
Mm-mm.
All right, guys. Whew. 10 o'clock. 1,200 likes. 1,400 people here. You guys rock the Casbah. Thank you so much for being here, and thanks for all of your great questions. Thanks for all your support. Be on the lookout tomorrow. Jenny B is going to be in a video. We're doing our best and worst of the Sun Princess. And then I should have one more Margaritaville at Sea on Friday, talking about food and some of the experiences, especially the speakeasy thing that I went to, which is pretty cool. Yeah, all right. Thank you guys so much for being here. My name's Tony.
And I'm Jenny.
We are La Lido Loca. And until the next time,
We'll see you on the Lido.
we'll see you on the Lido. Hey, what's up?
Mercy.
We didn't say bye very well.
Hi, Mercy.
My name's Tony.
And I'm Jenny.
We are La Lido Loca. Until the next time,
We'll see you on the Lido.
we'll see you on the Lido.
Bye.
Bye. Did we say it good enough? Did we say the goodbye good enough? You want to do it again? Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. After hours. My name's Tony.
And I'm Jenny.
We are La Lido Loca. Until I'm just seeing how many times she'll do it before she starts kicking me. We'll see you on Lido.
Bye.
Bye.
Is that better?
That was beautiful. Bye. We're back.
Bye.
Stop kicking me. See you on the Lido.
Bye.
Bye. It's over.